last episode that yes, I'll be getting someone to join me on the show this day so that we can analyze all the happenings in the world of sports across the globe. My name is Bello Omotunde, and today on the show I have a sport journalist with me on the show to dissect all the sporting events across the globe. I have Akim Rufai. Akim Rufai, good morning on Rootz Sports Updates this morning.
A wonderful morning to you, and also to all listeners out there and viewers out there as well, watching live from wherever you are listening and watching directly. I am Akim Rufai Olatunji.
Akim Rufai Olatunji will be guiding us through the analysis across board, though it's a disappointing one for Nigerian male national teams, from the national team to the under-23 Olympics Eagles, where we will not be seeing Nigeria again in Paris at the Olympics. This under-23 will not be participating at the Olympics this time around, and it's a back-to-back defeat for coach Salisu Yusuf, who took Nigeria as the head coach of the under-23 team. Akim Rufai, it's a disappointing one. Guinea defeated Nigeria 2-0 in Morocco. Do you think the fault is the boys or the coach Salisu Yusuf?
Basically speaking, I think it's high time we take the necessary step. If we do not take the necessary step in taking power into our own hands, because according to information that we heard yesterday, the NFF said it's only the technical director or technical team that has the access,
that's the power
to sack Salisu Yusuf. And remember, I don't really understand the fact that they have this connection with Salisu Yusuf, even despite what he has done in the past. 2018, he was caught on camera, and now fast forward to 2023. We just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Last year, Chanigu, we were nowhere to be found, and
then in 2020 we were unable to go to the Olympics.
Exactly, and even the fact that Chanigu, the guy of assistant coach last year, he said something, a very statement, that will knock Nigeria out, and they kept to the promise. Remember, it's this same Ghana that did it to Superheroes of Nigeria, allowing us not to get the ticket to Qatar. And they did it at the same time again, under the watch of Salisu Yusuf. And under the watch of Salisu Yusuf, we expected more coming this 2023. Now, when we participating in Paris, when we participating in Morocco. Wow, what is wrong? Then Fashion made one statement as well. He said, I got the name of Fashion, and he said that it's high time that we take power into our own hands. If NFF are not doing something, then one person needs to be held accountable for this thing. They need to sack him in all possible ways.
Well, sacking Salisu Yusuf, will that really solve the problem of the national team not qualifying? What about looking at the technical team entirely, led by Austin Eguavon? What are they really doing at the background? At least they should be the one helping coaches, looking at formations that they really need. Don't you think the fault needs a total overhauling of the technical team?
If we talk about the technical team, like I said earlier, according to what the NFF said, that only the technical crew can sack him. Then something is fishy around that ring. Something is fishy in the sense that we see the fact that they are all doing the things together. They don't want a case whereby they don't want their secret to leak out, to be revealed. So there's one carcass in between it which we don't know about.
And they are not ready to
tell us. So for NFF to say power is not in our own hands to choose, or to say we don't need you anymore, then something is fishy. We need to look inward it, and even the fact that they are not helping him, that shows that they are not ready to improve the boys. They are not even ready to help Nigeria in terms of the footballing event at all, in all level. They are not helping us even in grassroots. This is where they develop players. It was in China that we got to know Victor Osimhen. Exactly. Victor Osimhen, right from there, exactly. Samuel Chukwueze, the same category as well. It's if we cannot keep to this standard, then what are we doing? What is the position they allege to hold? Then what are they doing with it? What are they doing in that state? In that stage? So definitely, I think they should be held accountable, and something needs to be done in that sense. One thing we don't see.
Well, one thing we don't see, Akim Rufai has just told us that there's something fishy in the cabinet of the Nigerian Football Federation, despite we've changed the presidency of that federation from Melvin Amaju Pinnick. The whole Nigeria thought it was Amaju's problem. Now, it is now Ibrahim Gusau's led admin, and yet they are still pointing fingers down that they don't have powers to this. Then who now have the powers? The fans are really tired of not seeing the great eagles, the super eagles, flying so high. Why are the eagles not able to fly so high? Why are they crawling? In fact, some people are not even calling them super eagles anymore. They call them the super chicken right now, because anything as much as low as anything for a Sao Tome and Principe team, a Sierra Leone team, having confidence to say we are coming to Nigeria to defeat the Eagles. That is a big slap to the giant of Africa, the giant of football. Don't forget, Nigeria used to be in the fifth FIFA ranking in the world before. That's in the set of the 94-98 set.
Yeah.
Now, can we now see the ranking of Nigeria? Are we in the first 10? No. Even in Africa, we are not in the first 2 teams of Africa.
You know, I saw a mural, a game that was played, a friendly that was played against Morocco and Brazil.
Brazil, that's a friendly.
A friendly, yes. I think 2 days back or so. Morocco held a mural in honor of Moroccans, and they said, this is where football begins. This is where football begins. That is talking about Morocco. Now, they went far in terms of the World Cup. You know, they surprised a lot of beating Portugal. Exactly. Beating Portugal. I know the Portugal, the favorite. They beat them in the race in the quarterfinals. Now, they held the mural in respect to the fact that they can do it. They are now at the peak of football in Africa. We can't even match the top. Look at Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau are, I think, in terms of ranking, they are 128 or 168, if I'm not mistaken, 160 or 128 or 168. Now, that is in fact in terms of FIFA ranking in the world. Nigeria, we are, I think, 34, 33, 32 or thereabouts.
And they are defeating
us at our own background. No, that is not supposed to be.
Well, we can go on because the Nigerian fans are really disappointed. Even the journalists, we've been shouting, we've been talking, but yet no one is listening to the plea of Nigerian fans concerning the Nigerian state of football. The male counterparts are really disappointing, and we are hoping we want a total turnaround. In fact, some people have even started giving suggestions about coaches that let us come back home. Why wasting money on foreign coaches? Even our indigenous coach, Salisu Yusuf, has just proven to us that
we can't do it.
We don't have the trust in him. We have the likes of Landamboso. Landamboso leading the under 20 boys. They came back, though they tried, they came back with the Nations Cup ticket and coming toward the nation in the nation. But that is not where we belong. Africa, we've been a giant stride for football in Africa, but it's no longer like that. Where small teams have hope to come to Nigeria and take away. Let's quickly take a clip of how the under 23 teams had their 0-0 play in Abuja before going to receive the bashing in Morocco, where the home soil of Guinea, where they were defeated 2-0 in favor of Guinea, and where they were knocked out of the Olympics. You will surely be seeing that on the clips, and it's so disappointing. It's so disappointing, whereby a lot of the midfielders in that scene, they are just playing as if no technical skill have been imbibed into them.
You know, there's one thing that distinguishes Austin JJ Okocha.
JJ.
Yeah, exactly.
The man is named twice.
Exactly. Due to his ability to manipulate players into thinking he wants to do something and doing another thing in essence entirely. Just like what Ronaldinho said, you know, giving kudos to him. We need players that can actually link the defense to the attack, manipulate the midfield the opponent, the opposition midfield, to thinking that this is where the ball is being played, then switching to another position in order to gain attacking football. To do that, I don't know what our Super Eagles coach was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking about, that he said something about the possibility of playing a tiki-taka football. He said he wants to play a tiki-taka football. That it will be against Guinea-Bissau. I did not see any tiki-taka football against Guinea-Bissau. I did not see it entirely.
In fact, Akim, don't let us go by Jose Pasiero's words. Jose Pasiero is, I call him the theory man, not a practical person.
He's not the top man.
Not seeing any practical skill in that team. There's no technicality in the two legs. In fact, since he has resumed as the head coach of the Super Eagles, we have not seen one technical ability of the Super Eagles. The players have always been playing individual football. We saw Chikwueze running around, throwing passes. There will not be players there. So which tiki-taka are they trying to talk?
Maybe he's talking of Guardiola tiki-taka. Maybe he's daydreaming.
So where is it? Where, what is he now putting into the players?
He's actually daydreaming it.
Well, daydreaming has been the action, and we don't want mediocres at the ends of affairs. We want to enjoy football. This has been the only religion, I call it religion. Yes, sport has been the religion that has united Nigerians together. Not just Nigerians, the world entirely. So we want to be happy. In respect of all that is happening in the polity, football or sports generally has been a tool that has brought joy to the mind of the fans. But right now, is sports bringing that joy? Is the national team doing justice to that? No, we are not saying that. Rather, some fans have even lost hope that I don't want to add more pain to my pain while watching the Super Eagles. I was at the viewing center to watch the second leg of the Nigerian match in Guinea, where Super Eagles defeated Guinea-Bissau. And a fan told me that my BP don't rise. I cannot just stand to watch this game. Eventually, we had a penalty, and we had to call him back that, no, there's a penalty. And I said, you see, penalty. After the penalty, where are the chances? And we've not seen those chances. We have fantastic strikers up front there. We have the great Victor Osimhen that is leading the chart right now, that is the talk of the town in the world. Be compared to Erling Haaland. He could not even get an attempt, just one attempt up front.
He had an attempt, but
that was in the first leg. That was in the first leg.
The second leg, actually, the ball hit the bar. And it hit the bar, and he actually thought the ball was going into the.
He tried to jubilate.
Exactly.
That.
But one thing that I noticed in terms of Victor Osimhen is the fact that he complains too much, and I believe viewers out there will welcome with me, and also note that Victor Osimhen in that game, all through the 90 minutes of the first encounter in Abuja. Yes, accepted. Abuja is not. I don't think we should be playing football in Abuja again, ever again. So I don't think we should play football.
We should not call it again.
No, don't call it. Please, just don't call it that. Yeah, against the first leg, we saw Victor Osimhen to complain at everything his players, his colleagues did on the pitch of play. You see him yelling at the referee. Even with the fact that Pesero also complained about the referee. If you are good on the pitch, you need not to complain about the referee. Forget the referee.
Don't forget
the referee.
It's a team game. It's a team game.
That is what I'm trying to say. Victor Osimhen is meant to cheer his players up. Being someone that people look up to in the past few weeks and in the past few months, over his ability to put Napoli at the top of the table in the Italian Serie A. We believe that coming back to Nigeria, and also one thing I noticed is Victor Osimhen in friendlies, he never shows up.
Well, he's not. He has.
Either he complains about injury.
But you won't blame the young man. The young man is at the peak of his career right now.
So
we need to bring.
Lionel Messi played for Argentina against Panama.
The question I want to ask you, you brought a very vital one. Can you name a replacement for Lionel Messi in the Argentine squad? Look around. Let's cut around. Let's cut around the world. Let's look for a replacement. If today a Lionel Messi is retiring, who will be replacing him? They will be also having a crisis.
They will having crisis.
Nigeria.
They will having crisis.
Di Maria, they are old already. Lionel Messi is old.
But they still
Don't forget the young man said he was going to retire if they did not lift the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now they lifted the World Cup. We are not seeing him retire.
He said it was optional. It's tentative.
So, but let's really streamline it up.
Yeah.
Victor Osimhen is so ambitious, and his players need to play together as a unit. Chukwueze is a winger. He was meant to supply the balls across.
Of course.
Alex Iwobi, in fact, I was telling someone that why will a Jose Pasiero use an Alex Iwobi in the midfield? An Alex Iwobi that cannot connect the defense and the attack. What is he doing there? Not to now you compare Alex Iwobi and Kelechi Iheanacho together in one match. I
think the question I had to point out in the first match, the first encounter, is the fact that why will you use Kelechi Iheanacho? Yes, starting from Kelechi Iheanacho's career, he started with being a player, just a supporting striker. Exactly. That was the position he used him then. And in Leicester City, he is the main man in Leicester City. Talking about Pep Guardiola, he had to switch his playing style in order to suit his own style of game. Exactly. Now, looking forward, he used, talking about Pesaro, he used Kelechi Iheanacho, putting him side by side with Victor Osimhen. That is the problem I had with the first first 90 minutes, because Kelechi Iheanacho was just absolutely nowhere to be found.
He was just running.
It was just like you having a toddler on a pitch of play with senior men. Having them to now.
That's the word of. I know Kelechi, you might be watching right now. We are not against your person, but your style of football is not befitting to the national team called the Super Eagles. In the days of the Super Eagles, when the Nigerian Super Eagles used to be the Eagles that scare countries, I remember vividly somebody like the kick of Celestine Babayaro and this Sunday Olise, precisely, yes, the 35-yard kick of Sunday Olise retired the goalkeeper. We're talking about no other person, it's Zubizarreta.
From a long distance.
35 yards away. But we are not seeing those glimpses again in the Super Eagles, and that has really created lots of uproar from the fans, and that's why we see now some people are taking it spiritual. They said the MKO Abiola Stadium, Abuja, cannot be called the fortress for the Eagles. Maybe we will need to try the new fortress where the Rivers United are really doing themselves proud. Akwa Ibom, talking about the Godswill Akpabio Stadium. Godswill Akpabio Stadium has been the fortress for the Gunners of Nigeria and also the pride of Rivers. Talking about Rivers United, because we'll be going straight into Rivers United and the Nigerian Premier Football League, where a lot of games happened at the match day 11. That's the 11th week. It's a midweek game where games happened. A lot of draws in Nigerian league. Thank God we are not seeing much home win at all cost syndrome in Nigerian league, and we give kudos on this once again. We give kudos to the IMC for really taking out the referees' wages into a corporate hand, and we give kudos to that partner of the Nigerian Football Federation on that, giving the referees the leverage, the privilege, and the honor to take decision not at the detriment of their paymasters. You know, in the past, the home team used to be the one paying the referees and their accommodation and their feeding, and you know, when they lost, you cannot go and meet your paymaster that I'm hungry, I'm not being paid. But right now, they are in the hands of the neutral person that are, in fact, they pay them 2 days before they go onto the field. So it's they go on a clear mind, they settle their home, and they tell them, I'm coming back home, you know, I've taken care of you, not that I will do. They don't use the word I will do any longer, and we'll be seeing the results on the pitch of play. Just that yesterday in the midweek, we saw what happened where the Oluyole Warriors defeated a fantastic team led by the former Mountain of Fire coach. That we're talking about MFM coach Fidelis Ilechukwu, who is leading Plateau United They received the backing from the master, the man they call the Morio of Nigerian football. We call him Gbenga Ogunbote. Gbenga Ogunbote is the head coach of Shooting Stars. We call them the Oluyole Warriors. They defeated them 3-2 yesterday in their match day 11 game. And that outing, the whole social media is really going around saying Gbenga Ogunbote have done something superb, defeating his boy Fidelis Ilejukwu. Do you think Gbenga Ogunbote, can you really put him as the Morio of Nigerian football?
Yes, Ogunbote in past time has actually been doing it, and he has been known to be one person that knows how to manage team. He's only concerned about winning, just like Jose Mourinho. I won't take that from him actually. The fact that he imbibed this ability to put everything into the pitch of play on his players. Ogunbote knows how to. He doesn't care how you win.
Whether entertaining or
no. Just give me the 3 points. Just give me the 3 points. I don't need you to play fancy football for me.
Just give me the results.
If you know you want to concede goal,
you must score.
You must score, as in you must double that goal line that you've conceded. So for Ogunbote to play at home yesterday, I was not expecting much from him other than a win, to win in that game. But it was a difficult game because Ilechukwu is not a toddler. Exactly. Ilechukwu has been doing it back and back. Even a lot of people kind of tip into, the big boss role in terms of the NPF, in terms of the Super Eagles job because of his style of play as well. Now, you caught playing at home, Sunshine Stars, playing at home and winning 3-2 against someone you've worked. It's just like Mikel Arteta and
Manchester United.
Mikel Arteta and
Pep Guardiola.
Pep Guardiola. Thank you very much. Pep Guardiola. You know the synergy between them, and you know how they do the boss and the thank you very much. You now imagine Mikel Arteta beating Pep Guardiola. So it's just like I'm still telling you. You are still my boy. You are still my boy. You are still my boy.
It's a good one. It's a good one for Gbenga Ogunbote, still showing that. Yes,
and note again, it's possible that they still maintain that table because currently I think they are 5 on the log.
Yes.
And they are just 1 point below, ahead of the 6th position. So if they can keep up with this, they can still battle it out in terms of the big 6. In
months to come. Yes, it's a match day 11 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. But don't forget, there's this team that came from relegation and always been giving the pride to all the people. We call them the Arsenal of Edoland and the Prince, the pride of football in the southwestern region. Yeah. We call them Pendel Insurance. Pendel Insurance came from relegation this season, and they are at the prime of the Group A table. Pendel Insurance and Remo Stars. These two teams have really shown class. They've shown uniqueness. They've shown beautiful style of play and also good results. Over the week, Remo Stars signed one of Nigeria's highest goal scorer, Junior Lokusa. Junior Lokusa coming back to the league, signing for a private-owned club. Of the Canada as a pride of
I think it was 4 players that they signed.
It was sad, but the pride of everything is bringing that man
Junior Lokusa.
Don't forget the days of Junior Lokusa when he was at the prime of the game in Nigerian football. He scores goals like 19 goals in a season.
I call him Obago.
Yes. That's just the name for him. That was the man that really pursued the career of Ahmed Musa in the Nigerian scoring sheet of Nigerian league, and he got it. But that man could not get a shirt at the national team, and the question is why? Someone that is your highest scorer in your league could not be in the national team. Well, the politics around the national team is still there, and we are still suffering it. We saw it all the while. The pain has been driving down, and we are seeing it. Even our Super Falcons, do we have confidence to call them the powerhouse as they are heading straight into New Zealand and Australia for the World Cup? Can we be rest assured that they will do us proud? Well, we will leave that to the technical team to really handle that. But there's something I want to tell you, like I told you in the last edition, that yes, there's a program that is good for the young lads across the globe. And with this, you can showcase your talent and you can showcase your skill to the world. I call it a scouting platform. I call it a scouting opportunity for the grass to grace. If you quickly want to be known to the world and you want to play with the big boys, I call it the big boys, you need to be in this program. They call it the last team standing 2023. Yes, the last team standing 2023 is a program that will encourage all the grassroots footballers that are really between the age of 18 and 22. Yes, 18, true 18, not those that have about 5 to 10 passports, reducing their years every year in and out. We want true 18, and you know when you are true 18, you should just be leaving secondary school if you are not still in secondary school. You should be leaving secondary school, and we can have your documentation to really prove that you are truly 18 years.
Billy, what do you mean? Am I not qualified?
Well, I still taking us back. We don't want to use 35-year-old squad. We don't want this in the last standing. We want thorough under 17, thorough under 18, under 19, and under 20 players to come and showcase their skill. And they will not just be left alone. Bigger scouts are coming around, though they might not see the scouts while playing, so that they will not have this what we call the fights that, is he watching me? Is this? But the whole world will be watching from the screen. Do your thing, show yourself, display your talent. Then let the scouts do their job behind and say, okay, this man has a talent that can play for Arsenal. This man has a talent, I can take him to Norway. This man has a talent, he can join Vito Osimhen in Napoli. That is how. And the judges are credible players in their days. We call them the legends of football. The Bull, Daniel Amokachi, is one of the judges. You know that man, anything up front from 8 up, the rest assured, goals will surely bang well. And for somebody to now look for another attacker like that, the Bull is one of the judges. And there's one man that I respect so much. Yeah. Very short, but he can jump very, very high. But don't forget that man is now big now.
You can't jump it.
Tijani Babangida. That is the man from the right hand. Once you are a 7, a fantastic speed, Tijani Babangida will surely scout you out. He knows what he does when he was in the national team, and he knows what Nigeria is missing right now. And not just Tijani Babangida. In the goal line where we are having problem now, thank God, Uzoma will not be in goal for the national team. He has been suspended. Ever since Vincent Yama left the goal line, we've been having crisis in the goal line. And somebody, there was a pastor holding the microphone in South Africa, but yes, he still has the understanding of the goal line. Talking about no other person, Peter Sai, Ida. Nigerian Football Federation presidency, but he lost. But he has decided to still use his skills, his energy, to showcase Nigerian football from the grassroots level. He's one of the judges, and one player that did not play much in the national team. He did not play much. I know this generation might not know his name, but for some of us that have been around for so many years, we call him the Lawal of our time. We call him Mohamed Lawal. Mohamed Lawal, I remember his playing days when he was with Julius Berger, when he was with Sharks of Port Harcourt. He played very well. He also represented Nigeria at the underage competition before the few times that injury could allow him to play. These are the 4 judges that will be watching keenly to know those players that are natural, that are not just faking those positions. So you need to go on this website right now for all our viewers right now. If you want your son to be known, just like the way Alex Iwobi was known, just like the way Vito Osimhen is known. They call him the Ijaya of Olusosun. Yes, Vito Osimhen, they call him the Ijaya of Olusosun. That's the pure water boy, the newspaper boy of Olusosun of yesterday. Now he is to the world, from Olusosun to the world. And that is what the last team standing is about to bring to our views. It's going to be a 30-day event across the globe where we'll be enjoying it. A reality show, but this show is so reality that the players will be doing their thing from the green grass. And the website we log on to is www.lastteamstanding.africa. I take it again, www.lastteamstanding.africa. That is the website where you can surely log on and fill your details. If you have a young lad, you can help the young lad to register as long as you have the authentic details of that young lad. Don't bring a 35-year-old man claiming he's 20. No, you will surely, MRI is still available with those judges, and they will surely screen them out. But if you can make it to the last team, I can be rest assured that yes, you are going to the world. And quickly, we'll be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll tell you more about the last team standing, and we'll shift gear from football to other sports, because this weekend is a weekend of bumper in the world of sports across the globe. Take it away. Welcome. We really appreciate your little time with us. We know it's so interesting with sports. Our time cannot just be, we can't say, if we want to talk about sports all along, we will take the whole 24 hours and people will still be there waiting to hear what is happening in the football, in the world of tennis, in the world of athletics and boxing. This weekend is a very compact one for Nigerian representatives across the globe. Don't forget our own in tennis. We have Lukman in football for Nigeria, but we have Aruna Quadri on the table tennis. The man has maintained his stand at the ITTF in the ranking. We say kudos to him. Yes, he's old, but he's doing Nigeria proud. We say kudos to Aruna Quadri for doing that. But there's one man that we want to really talk about, Hakeem. This man has put Nigerian flag at the podium twice before he was defeated by a Swedish boxer. We're talking about Alexander Usyk, who defeated our own Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua. The man we call the Akaribo man. In fact, a lot of people have to put the blame of the loss to a female Nigerian DJ. I will not mention name. I will not mention name. They said ever since the two of them have been rolling around.
Exactly.
Ever since they've been rolling around, Anthony Joshua lost his feet, and Joshua lost his blood. But despite that, man is having what we call a comeback fight with an American this weekend. April 1st. It is not April Fool this time around. It's going to be a serious fight at the O2 Arena.
April fight.
Yes, we call it April fight.
It's April 1st.
It is not a fool. It's not everybody is they might be thinking that we are doing April Fool. We are not doing April Fool. Anthony Joshua will be fighting April 1st at O2 Arena in the United Kingdom, where he will be facing the American boxer Jesman. That's another German, yes. Another fighter. Franklin is a very tough fighter, and Anthony Joshua has said that if he lost this fight, he's going to retire. Do you think that's not look to us?
Anthony Joshua, as a person, is one athlete that has actually lost his mojo. His willingness to fight for that belt. You know, sometimes when you look at that belt, you have this motivation to want to aspire to lift yourself to another level that pushes you to next level. But of late, it's not there. It's out of, it's nowhere to be found. And the Rootz defeated him. Alexander Usyk.
The Swedish.
Still is the Ukrainian, yeah. He did it back to back, telling him you are no match for me at all level. Even if I use one hand, said you can't even beat him. Now look at the ability of him to face him twice and still being defeated. But one positive I will be taking from this is that yes, 27 fights, 3 defeats. Jamin Franklin has fought 2 times, 14 knockouts. Yeah, 14 knockouts in those 22 times, in 22 fights, and 1 defeat. And it's a fight that has he's been defeated by the same person that defeats Anthony Joshua. So the same person that Anthony Joshua defeated. That is Dylan White.
Oh, Dylan White.
Dylan White in 2016-2015 was defeated by Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
And last year Franklin was defeated by Dillian White. That is 2022. That is the positive I'm taking into this fight.
So you are now pecking.
I'm looking at it like yes.
Recent years,
yes.
Anthony Joshua defeated.
Yes. Exactly. So that's very positive. I'm trying to put it into this.
Let us look at it from this angle. The morale, the spirit, the high spirit in boxing, is it still there with Anthony Joshua? The way Anthony Joshua used to box those days, I was watching his clips, his past clips, and I went to watch the Alexander Usyk fight. I did not see that spirit. I saw Anthony Joshua now thinking he's now the Muhammad Ali, allowing the punch to come to him. But in the past, he used to be the one taking the punch round.
That was why I said he has lost his mojo completely at all level. You don't expect yourself to be at the top and relaxing. People that are at the top are still fighting never to come down. That is what should be his mentality, not staying at the top at the helm of boxing and you be like, okay, now imagine what if the fight that was meant to come last year December,
between himself and
Tyson. What if it had gone ahead? Imagine that kind of
Gypsy King really touching a very critical point, talking about the Gypsy King, and we know the Gypsy King happens to be the undefeated, merciless champion, the man that broke the headroom of the American boxer.
Deontay Wilder, as a boxer, believes in incredible or in impossible things. Believing that you can do it if you put your mind to it, but not knowing that
King is
no match
for him. Breed.
Another breed entirely. Exactly. That is talking about the British international's morale, as in his mojo, how consistent he's been doing it for years, donkey years, still undefeated. Still undefeated. Last year he said there was no more fighting.
Yes.
Then he came out of retirement and said, I think because of the fact I love this thing, I want to do it.
This is still high.
It's still high. I can still do it. But can we speak of the same with Anthony Joshua?
Well, Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua, Nigerians will be watching you on Saturday. Yes, we'll be watching you on Saturday, and we will expect you to make us proud. Take our flag again, the green, white, green flag, the African logo, the tattoo on your shoulder. Make it something that the whole world will come.
I hope it does.
Franklin is not an easy boxer. They said he has, according to some boxing analysts, they said Franklin has the lion heart, just like Deontay Wilder. He will surely come at you at all points. Be careful and always make Nigeria proud. Because our time is fast spent, we'll just rush it quickly. Let me inform all our athletes out there, if you are a transgender, whether you have done your operation or not, whether you've converted fully to female, the Athletics Federation are banning all transgender in athletics. They say they don't want them, the Simayas of our time will not be allowed from March 31st, that's tomorrow. They will not be allowed. They will not be allowed to go on the track with other females. They want true women to fight against themselves. So if you're a transgender that you have a little amount of a masculine hormone in your body, they will advise you to go around with your men counterparts. So the Simayas of South Africa, the pride of Africa that has really taken Africa to limelight in talking about 100 meters, 200 meters in athletics, we might not be seeing you in the categories of female running again. Are you going to take a new course by joining the guys in their race? Who will know at the end of everything? Though a lot of battle will still come up. Don't forget Simaya, when the drugs test came around, she went to court. Let's see if some of the athletes will take the Athletics Federation to court to allow them participate, because which category are we going to put the transgender? Do you go with this law?
It's an improved one, because even while I think it is an improved one, because why put it into law in 2016, 2015? Why would you in one sense stamp? I see it more as cheating.
What their fault? Then
you should just go and do other things rather than
some of them have gone further by even
that is the issue.
So now that will be totally
that is the issue. So if they are getting banned and you want to go to court, so whatever ways it's been assigned already, starting from 31st.
Because our time is fast spent, we'll have really gone on and on this topic, because to me, for somebody like me, maybe the Athletics Federation will now look for an avenue to put athletes together in a competition and allow them, because you can't just kill talent like that. You remember one of the super fans that really combated as well. He used to be, but when they realized that the hormones in her body is more of the masculine than the female, she had to change to the male counterpart, and that was the end of her football career. So are we going to now kill a lot of talent because of their natural being? I hope the Athletics Federation will look into this. And don't forget, you, our audience out there that are watching us, the website to go and log on to is www.lastteamstanding.africa. That's right. Go and register your brother. Once you get on that website, you get all the details about how to register, where to register, and don't forget you can as well support your registration with prayers to be picked, because it's legend that will be picking the final teams that will be playing each other. In Delta right now, teams are already preparing. Over 42 teams are already preparing in Delta right now. I know that one with fact, because I will be showing you some of their clips, some of their glimpses of the players in our subsequent edition in due course on Rootz Sports Update. This is how we'll be leaving the studio this day, hoping to join you some other time. Don't forget, on Saturday we will be coming on the Hangouts level, where we will be much relaxed, where we can take phone calls, where we can have discussion with you the fans. You call us, you tell us your view concerning all the sporting events. That is the Sports Hangout on this dialing station. Will surely be here every Saturday afternoon. Akim Rufai, your parting shots.
My parting shots will surely go into EPL football. Talking about Arsenal and Leeds United. Arsenal Leeds United. It's one game that Arsenal should capitalize on, looking at the fact that Man City will be playing Liverpool. So it should be one thing to motivate them, looking at the fact that they have someone at their back
pursuing them.
Yes. So if you see someone pursuing, you should also take the step. So they should capitalize on the fact that they're playing weaker side, Leeds United. So using that to climb up, at least have less than 10 games to go. So they should use that to head into the first EPL title in a long.
Thank you, Akim Rufai, for coming on the show. I hope when I call you again, you will surely oblige us.
Surely will.
And that is from Akim Rufai. I remember your humble hand called Bilo on Motoday. I'll see you next time on the show. Have a wonderful time.